Have you ever caught yourself thinking something completely absurd? Something so random, so strange, that for a split second, you wondered, am I the only one who does this? Here's the truth. You're not. In fact, these little quirks, these bizarre thoughts, they're universal. They're proof that no matter how different we seem, deep down, we're all a little weird. And that's beautiful. Let's be honest. Life is not a perfectly written script. It's messy. It's awkward. It's filled with those fleeting moments where your mind wanders into places that make absolutely no sense, but feel strangely familiar. Ever felt like someone's watching you? Right now, as you sit there, scrolling through this video, what if there was a hidden camera? What if someone or something is observing your every move? Crazy, right? But admit it, you've thought about it. We all have. It's that primal instinct buried deep in our wiring, the paranoia, the fascination, the curiosity. We laugh it off. But the thought lingers. That's the first sign. You're human. You're weird. Welcome to the club. Now, let me ask you this. Have you ever had an entire conversation with yourself? Not out loud, of course, but in your head, playing out every word, imagining the perfect comeback to an argument that never even happened? You rehearse. You edit. You perfect the scene like a director making a blockbuster movie. And yet, no one will ever see it. No one except you. Why? Do we do this? Because our minds crave control. We want to be prepared. We want to win, even when the battle only exists in our imagination. But here's the thing. Everyone does this. Everyone. The truth is, we all live part of our lives in our heads. We're all writing scripts for movies that will never be filmed, and that's okay. Now, let's go deeper. Have you ever questioned your own existence? Stopped mid-thought and wondered, what if none of this is real? What if I'm the only conscious being and everything else is just part of the simulation? Sounds philosophical, even terrifying, but it happens more often than you think. That sudden awareness, that existential glitch, it reminds you how fragile your sense of reality is. But guess what? You're not alone in this. Millions of people from all walks of life have had that exact same thought. It's universal. It's weird. And it's strangely comforting because it connects us. Even in our strangest moments, we're not alone. Now, here's another one. Ever stared at a word for too long and it just stopped making sense? You say it over and over until it becomes this alien sound. Apple, what? Suddenly something so familiar feels foreign. Why does this happen? Because our brains aren't just logic machines. They're playful. They like to test the limits, to bend meaning until it breaks. Again, it's weird. Again, it's universal. We all do it. Here's a fun one. Ever thought about what would happen if someone could read your mind? What if, right now, every single thought you had was broadcasted on a giant screen for the world to see? Terrifying, isn't it? That fear, that vulnerability. It makes your heart race. It makes you second guess every random, ridiculous thought that pops into your head. But here's the truth. Everyone is having those thoughts. You're not the only one imagining awkward scenarios. You're not the only one thinking things you'd never dare to say out loud. Your mind is not broken. It's normal. It's human. And speaking of awkward scenarios, have you ever stood in line somewhere and suddenly thought, what if I just screamed? Or what if I just sprinted out the door for no reason at all? You'd never do it. Of course not. But the thought crosses your mind. Why? Because your brain likes to test the boundaries. It's like standing on the edge of a cliff, looking down and thinking, what if I jumped? You're not suicidal. You don't want to jump, but your mind just goes there. It's the intrusive thought paradox. It's weird, but it's normal. Every single person has these moments. Your brain is not your enemy. It's just creative. Here's another universal quirk: apologizing to objects. You bump into a chair and say, "Oh, sorry," as if the Chair has feelings. Why do we do this? Because we're social creatures. We're wired for empathy, even toward things that can't possibly feel. It's ridiculous. It's funny. But it's also kind of sweet. Our weirdness reveals our humanity. Here's something else you probably do. Double-checking things you've already done. You lock the door, but you check it again. You turn off the stove, but you double-check. You switch off the lights, but then you go back just to make sure. Why? Because your mind doesn't always trust your memory. It wants certainty. It craves safety. It needs reassurance. It's annoying. But it's also a universal glitch in the human operating system. And guess what? It doesn't make you crazy. It makes you human. Let's be real. Our minds are strange places. They wander. They overthink. They create stories that will never happen. But that's what makes life interesting. If we were all perfectly logical, perfectly predictable, life would be boring. It's the weird little thoughts, the ones that make you laugh or cringe or wonder if you're the only one, that make you. And here's the beautiful part. You're not alone in this. Every single person, from your quiet coworker to the loud guy at the gym to the stranger sitting next to you on the train, has had these same bizarre thoughts. The specifics might differ, but the essence is the same. We are all a little weird, and that's what makes us human. So the next time you catch yourself imagining a ridiculous scenario, or questioning your own existence, or apologizing to a chair, smile. Because it means you're alive. It means you're thinking. It means you're part of this beautifully flawed, wonderfully weird species we call humanity. Embrace your weirdness. Celebrate it. Because in the end, our quirks are not flaws to be fixed, but features to be appreciated. They remind us that we are more than just machines, more than just predictable algorithms. We are creative. We are curious. We are human. So, which of these universal weird thoughts have you had? Let me know in the comments. And if this video made you smile, if it made you feel a little less alone in your weirdness, hit that like button. Subscribe to the channel. Join this community of curious, imperfect, wonderfully weird humans. Because here, it's okay to be a little strange. In fact, it's celebrated. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next one.